So are you 89?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 90, and I wish I was 89 because my birthday is June 7th, which is 6-7.
It's cool to be right on 90, though, to really be...
A 90s
You never
baby.
saw the 80s.
Never saw them.
I don't remember the 80s, but...
Yeah.
They were around.
They were there. They were doing its thing. I don't feel like I wish I saw the 80s.
I know.
You're totally dressed like a 90s baby, too.
I know. Well, I feel like I look 10, For so long, I wanted to look older. And now that I am in my 30s, I'm like, I'm glad I look
I
like
know.
I'm 12 years old.
I've always had a baby face as well.
Yeah, all my life, I was like, I want to look older. My mom looks really young, too. She's like a round face.
So does my mom.
Round faces age better.
That's so true.
That's what my mom's always said, anyway.
Shout out to any round facers out there. If you don't have a round face, fuck, that
it's
sucks.
already started? Okay, you got to cut out of all the offensive things we said.
Of course. I would never.
No, I'm kidding.
You guys, you don't know.
The way you
like,
reacted, now everyone's like, what were they saying?
You could follow me on Patreon to hear everything that would get me canceled.
To hear everything cancelable. And all the comedians we've slept with.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. Very few.
Yeah, just a really long list. It's weird that people used to have black books. They're like little like...
Oh, of who they've slept with?
Yeah, like with their numbers and stuff. Wasn't that like a thing?
I guess so.
It just seems so weird.
I had a friend in college who had slept with a lot of people, and she kept a list.
Really?
Well, I remember at one point, this was like after we'd graduated, a few years after, she was like, maybe I'll see if I can name them all.
Yeah.
And she was writing, and it took a really long time for her to write them all. Now she's married, of course, but she would be like, and some of their names, were just like, the name of the bar, like she couldn't remember.
Where she met them
or
from.
Or some nickname where she would be like Cactus.
Oh my gosh.
And there were a lot. Damn, I gotta text her and see how many men were
Get
on
it, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Yeah, I feel like now we're at an age where no one's like, how many people have you slept with? That was such a big thing when you were like younger. Like, how many people have you slept with?
No, and I think the people who are even younger than us, like my students, like, Gen Z, I guess.
Yeah.
Like they're like 18, 19, 20, 21. They have like less sex than we did.
Really?
I feel like I grew up on like post Sex in the City. Where we were like, we're Samantha. Like we're having
cool to have
fun.
sex.
And now the kids are just like, like take it or leave it. A lot of them.
That's why I'm wondering with like social media, like it hit such like a big obsession to where if is it going to like circle around to where kids are too cool for it?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Hopefully.
I know. It seems too stressful.
I know. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Do you ask whoever you're dating how many people they've slept with?
I've talked about this before. No, I don't want to know. Do you?
I'm like curious. I don't want to know like detail.
Yeah.
I was actually talking about this with a friend that like my type of jealousy is not like number of people you've slept with. Mine is like intimacy. Like if someone's had really serious girlfriends, I want to know like, did they go on family vacations? Like, did your parents like them as much as me? Like,
yes.
What did you like? That's what makes me jealous. Not like
just someone you fucked.
Yeah. That I don't care about.
Okay. I think that's a good point. It does, yeah.
If anything, I'm like, I hope you will have like seen the world.
Mm-hmm. The last thing anyone would want. Well, to get a good boyfriend, you need someone who's dated good people, bad people to see like appreciate you.
Right. And who's like, slept with enough that they know like what they like
doing.
or what they're doing. Yeah. Sure.
I feel like if I slept with a virgin, I would, I don't think a male virgin has ever been cool, but
no, or or they're religious or closeted.
Something. I don't know. It usually goes side by side.
Yeah. There's no normal reason to be a male virgin. Women, I know normal virgins, like that it just hasn't like happened or whatever.
Because we want the right moment.
Right, exactly. But I don't know a single normal male virgin.
Weird, but it's very
Sorry
true.
to any of the male virgins listening to this.
I actually have a really big virgin listener group.
I was like, do you know? Shout out to the virgins.
Yeah, one day you'll
to the incels. That's
it.
not the same.
It's probably the same though also. I love that movie 40-Year-Old Virgin. I've seen it so many times.
That's a true classic.
It is. They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, when he's like describing the boobs and he's like
the sandbags.
Sand. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
I'm impressed with all your like equipment.
Oh, thanks. I wanted to do a podcast for so long, and then I couldn't afford to do it at a studio. It's so expensive.
I bet, yeah.
And I was like, no.
I'm so bad at technology. I need someone else to like handle everything.
No, you saw me with the camera. I'm like, imagine it'll be blurry after the episode, I'd be like devastated. Like you just watch an hour of just blurred people.
Yeah. No, the people need to see us.
Although I tend to get more audio listeners so far, but YouTube would be the goal because money.
Yeah, they come on YouTube. Huh?
I was looking at my analytics yesterday, which I hate it. I hate it so much.
How are your analytics?
All men.
Okay, well, after today, you're going to have 10 million more listeners.
I hope so. You know what's the funniest thing is my girl episodes, they get so many more views than when I. But this is the funniest part. Because of that, I've been telling people because I haven't looked at the I just wasn't looking until the other day.
Yeah,
I was like, I have like a really big female audience because when there's a girl, there's so many more views, and I thought it was girls being supportive of the girl episodes and being excited.
Yeah, I like that you think that.
It wasn't.
No, I would have assumed that too. I know somebody was telling me that they were looking at their Instagram analytics and that the men to women ratio is like so depressing. I was like, I don't even want to know what my
we have to look at it later.
I don't want. I want to think it's women who are like, she's funny,
right?
You know?
I want like the Eliza audience where it's like just those like females that are obsessed with her and make her merch.
Love that.
Yeah,
one can only hope, you know.
Just dudes.
It's men jerking off in their in their base. So shout out to anyone jerking off.
Yeah, I mean, we want you here too.
I would never turn away a
good old
man in his basement.
No, because they'll watch the full episode.
Right.
Whether they're watching it or not, it's playing. So the algorithm will be like, yeah.
Right.
It's good stuff. But yeah, so that's something to work towards.
Something to keep in mind. Mm-hmm. Do you put stand-up clips online?
I just started.
It's such a pain.
Are you talking about the comments you get?
Just in general. I've only just started too, but it's like... Yeah, the comments will just be like boobs or something like that. But apparently any comments like help the algorithm.
I know, because they're like, you're heckling me and you're being a total asshole.
But it's like only men commenting, you know. So occasionally a woman will comment and I'm so excited. I'm like, yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, I posted one Thursday and I had the most comments I've ever gotten. And YouTube is the most evil. So I post on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Just check it up. Boom, 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 boom. Hate my life. It's done for the day.
Not on TikTok?
I try to do it. Sometimes I forget.
I forget that TikTok exists.
I know.
Or I post like 10 things a day. Like, I have no in between. I either forget it exists for like months and months, or I'm like, I should do 50 TikToks.
Yeah, I'm like, I should catch up on all the ones I forgot. I do that too.
Yeah.
So my YouTube stand-up clip, YouTube is just, I think, full of monsters. And it got so, I kept screenshotting the comments to Audrey because they're always like, women aren't funny. Nope. Was I supposed to laugh? Like they sound like they're fake.
Yeah. They're so stupid.
Yeah, waiting for the funny part.
And it's like you went to the trouble to watch this and type that. Like you are that much of a loser.
I think it's good practice though to like I don't care. I delete them.
No, I mean, I don't even look at the comments. But on TikTok, it was like alerting me of the comments, and I did start doing this thing that I do think is funny, where if someone if they didn't have a private profile, and they would be like, "Not funny, whore," and then I would go to something of theirs, and it would just be them like cooking dinner with their wives, and I would say the same thing. So I'd be like, "Not funny, whore," you know. And one guy was like, "Good one."
Really? Yeah. That's great.
But usually they're on private, or else they're not.
Yeah, their picture is just like a gremlin or something, like a video game character.
Yeah, they're cowards.
Typically.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you're not bugging me. Just start crying.
Yeah. No, I'm not even reading it, except for that one time where I did start responding.
This one guy, this is the funniest thing. So it was a sketch reel, not a stand-up reel.
Okay, cool.
And I was wearing my Target leggings that my stepmom got me that don't fit well, but you know, when everything's dirty, you wear them.
You had.
Has the longest crotch. They have such a long crotch.
Are they like joggers?
Nope.
Okay, got it.
They shouldn't have a long crotch. Leggings, just typical gym pants.
Okay.
And I do the video. I'm like, oh, my crotch looks so long on that. And I post it. And this guy goes, "What's up with the crotch on those pants?"
You're like, damn, how did he really just nailed it?
So I wrote back. I was like, oh my God, I hate these pants. They have the longest crotch.
Okay, you know what was the worst troll for me is I was on Wheel of Fortune.
Really?
Many years ago. And an old woman on Twitter who was only following Pat Sajak and Wheel of Fortune, I don't think she realized that she was like tagging me and she was saying things that like, because she wasn't just a mean man. She was saying things that were like truths that I know about myself but have never like articulated. Yeah, she was just like, why is this little one's voice so weird? Like stuff like that. She was like, her voice doesn't match her body.
She was a roaster.
She was roasting me. Yeah. She was like bad color on her.
What?
Yeah, it was wild. But then I tweeted at her and I was like, you're being so mean to me. And then she deleted her entire profile. Ceased to exist. She must have not. No, yeah, that's the difference between a female troll and a male troll. A female troll will delete her entire profile. The male troll's like tripling down.
Yeah, he's like, this is what I live for.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was nice of that lady. She just disappeared.
That's crazy. I wonder what happened to her.
You know, we won second place on Wheel of Fortune, if it matters. So.
That does matter. That's exciting.
Yeah, many years ago.
I was supposed to do right before the quarantine, Let's Make a Deal. But then I canceled. I was like, Then I'm like, do I want to look like an idiot on TV in this outfit?
But does anybody watch? You know, I figured when I did Wheel of Fortune, I had not even started stand-up yet, really.
Okay.
I was like, had just moved to LA. I was only writing, and it's like the audience was like only old people. You know, it's not like any of your friends are watching.
That's true.
Like, Let's Make a Deal. And if you did something embarrassing, it would probably make for like good content.
Yeah, I just feel like I would do something embarrassing.
I was worried I wouldn't like guess any words.
Right? Wheel of Fortune would be a hard one.
Not as hard as Jeopardy, which I don't really think I would make it on. But it ends up being much easier than you, like, it comes to you.
Did you practice ahead of time?
Well, we had to, I actually did it with a friend. We were like, it was like a buddy show. And we had to, when we auditioned, we had to play like a mock game. Mm-hmm. And like the other people who were auditioning couldn't like, they would be like, A, and the person would be like, no A. And they'd be like, A. Like they couldn't even like listen. Yeah, so we got in there really easy. And then on the show, we had to say aloud, he's just not that into you. That was one of the...
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, I know. I'll never forget having to scream, he's just not that into you. That should be one of my embarrassing moments. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good one.
Humiliating.
You're like in the middle of a relationship. It's a sign.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a scene from a movie.
To be like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, that meant nothing. All right, so did you think of your weekly wiener?
Okay, my weekly wiener. Yeah, I have one. This always annoys me. I'm worried about people not knowing the difference between a character and like real life. Mm-hmm. You know, for instance, my students. I teach at USC. I teach like intro to writing, and my students always call short stories articles.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's made up. It's a short story.
That's very different.
It's not an article. But my friend sent me a screenshot of someone getting mad about the movie Tar and going, she was a bad person. She's a molester. And I was like, it's a movie! She doesn't exist! and it just makes me crazy. It makes me crazy that people conflate.
Yeah.
Because it worries me for like where we are in like storytelling and fiction, and that people don't know the difference. And
It's kind of scary.
yeah, scary. I'm like, come on. So I think that's my.
That's a
Do you
good
have
one.
a wiener?
My wiener, I got a good wiener. That's more. The moment was more than a wiener, because a wiener is like, silly fun something. So I'll say the silly fun something of this asshole moment that happened the other day.
Okay.
That was totally unexpected and hilarious.
Okay.
So Matt and I are at his place on the couch. This was like a couple days ago, FaceTiming his family. So his nephew is like 4, or I'm bad with ages. His little nephew.
Okay.
And his whole family FaceTiming them. He's doing the filters on us and on him on Snapchat.
Okay.
So we're laughing really loud and like cool, like blah, 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 having fun. 4 p.m. He gets a big text on his phone. I think it's like work or something. And his mom's like, "What are you?" And he's like, "Oh," so he swipes it away. And then we hear a bang on the door. And I thought it was maintenance, because they came earlier and they do like that loud maintenance thing.
Yeah.
We've knocked before. We know to knock loud. And he goes to open it. So I'm holding I look like a clown with a rainbow tongue or something while this is happening.
Right.
And I hear yelling. And it's his next door neighbor. And she's like, "I'm on a work call. Tell your basic ass bitch to shut the fuck up."
I'm looking at the camera, agog. You're basic. Why would she say
Why
that?
am I brought into this?
And why are you a basic ass bitch?
I know. She doesn't know me. Like, yeah, I drink Starbucks on most episodes that are earlier in the day. But like, it's fun.
Yeah, you're like, what? Yeah, I actually hate the term basic. That's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
Because I think it's, it's this way of being like, no, if you like normal things that everybody likes, you're basic. And I'm just like, that thing of like, I'm not like every girl. I'm like, I am like every girl.
I love hearing that. Because I was just talking about that with Max, who was on. And I was like, I always feel like boring, like normal. But then if you think about big picture, normal is what you want in this industry. You're relatable.
Yeah, and I also just think everyone is weird in their own, like if you're honest, and if you're like, once someone I think is boring tells me something specific about their life, then I'm always proven wrong. No one's actually,
Everyone knows
boring.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so she yells basic.
That's so rude.
And
at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. And if you work from home, not our problem,
Yeah.
And
I'm allowed to talk.
I know. And we're laughing and just like having fun. And then it gets more wild. Then she's getting more aggressive, like really aggressive, tries pushing the door in, I guess, to find me. This is
okay, this woman sounds unhinged.
I know. And then he goes to slam the door on her because like, what's happening? It's all weird. She puts her foot in the door and then he just pushes it until she's, whatever she did.
She's trying to come into your apartment?
She tried to come into the apartment.
That's crazy. I feel like that's demented.
It was insane.
Were you like, was his family on the other end like screaming?
They have no clue what's happening. They're still playing with filters. And then we're just like, because we didn't know that this lady had a problem with us. We are on good terms with her. Like totally out of left field. So weird. So we're in total shock. I'm like, whoa, like, are we scared? Like, we're not even mad. We're more scared.
Crazy.
Because it was so crazy.
No, I would have been terrified. I'm like, this woman's going to kill us. She's insane. I have an annoying landlord, but I have okay neighbors. I had a hole in my ceiling, and I sent a picture to the landlord, and he wrote back, "What did you do?" And I was like, "It's the ceiling. I didn't touch it. How
What
did I touch
you
the
do?"
ceiling?" And it's like a super old building. He always thinks everything's our fault. I was like, "I didn't do anything."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, I'll get around to it." And then for like a month, I could like see like the sky. It was
That's
like crazy.
creepy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Thank God it didn't rain when that did it.
No,
Oh,
it didn't rain.
phew, that would have
But
been
every time there's bad rain, there's like a leak. It's just like an old building.
Yeah. They're all the buildings out here have like 50 layers of paint.
Or like they're either like cute, like mine's similar to like cute and it has like character. I like my building. Or they're like really new and nice, but outside looks like total shit.
Yeah.
Like just like a box.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're choosing between one of the two.
Yeah. I wish there was just like normal town places out here, but there really is just like one or the other.
Yeah.
Man, so that was aggressive, but the wiener of it, the fun part about it is that now we feel awkward walking the halls because we don't want to see. That's the wiener.
Have you seen her?
No.
She sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know what this woman does for a living.
I want to know too. Oh, so we sent an email complaint to the landlord because we were like, just for safety terms, just to note that it happened.
Yeah.
He calls and goes, that bitch is crazy. She's done all these crazy things.
Yeah, you know that woman has to have a history.
Yeah.
Insane.
And then she's been there forever. And I'm like, who would be at an apartment forever?
Meanwhile, I refuse to move in with my boyfriend. Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't live in an apartment.
And then he texts us later saying that she called the management company complaining, and that management says she sounded unhinged, that she sounded like scary, crazy.
Yeah.
So everyone's on our side, but yeah, she just kept going. But yeah, now I'm like walking the halls, like
I'd be afraid she'd like pounce on me and attack.
Right? My mom was like, get your pepper spray ready. And then I was laughing, thinking about me pepper spraying her.
Pepper spraying this woman. You pepper sprayed the wrong person.
I see that.
My dad's obsessed with me having pepper spray.
Really?
Yeah, one time he gave me a taser. I was like, well, you think I'm going to use a taser?
Was it the one that shoots out? Or
I don't know. I never took it out of the box. It's like in my bedside table.
Was it a
pink
pink
someone
one?
tries to rape me?
Yeah, just tase them. This girl I met when I first moved out here gave me a pocket knife.
Where are you from?
Florida.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Orange County.
Like you're here. So your family's all here.
Yeah, they're like an hour and a half away.
Oh.
Although Orange County's so different. It's like the suburbs. I'm from like Cheesecake Factory.
I love Cheesecake Factory.
It was great. But like when I go back, like there's no bars where I'm from. We just go to like El Torito Grill. Like there's it's like what? You either go to the movies or you go to a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
Or you would sit in someone's backyard, you know.
That's how Florida is too.
I guess that's kind of everywhere that's not like a big city.
Yeah.
Or before you're 21.
I like it though. But
Me too. I liked growing up where I grew up. I like people think of Orange County as being so like white and like homogeneous, but I grew up with a high school with a lot of different, like it was pretty, you know.
That's good.
Yeah. I grew up in not the nice area, I should say.
Yeah, when I tell people I'm from West Palm Beach, they're like, ooh.
Is Palm Beach is the nice
Palm
area.
Beach is the nice one. I mean, West Palm Beach is very nice.
Yeah.
But it's a normal city.
Yeah, my area is nice too, but it's like, yeah, when I think of it, I just think of like shopping centers. That's like what it
You just go to the mall.
Although Kristen Cavalieri from Laguna Beach
I know who she is.
came to our winter formal and threw up in the bathroom the whole time.
Wow.
That was like our high school's claim to fame. That she threw up in the bathroom. It's like she came to our shitty high school and she threw up in the bathroom.
How embarrassing that she was just like sick there. That sucks.
Yeah, but it was cool for us. Yeah. I think she'd had too much to drink, whatever, you know.
Man, is she our age?
She was older, but she like went with like an older guy at my high school, I think. Cool. I might not have even been there at that time. It was like lore that had been like passed down. Like I didn't see her there or see her in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. People are just like, Kristen Cavalieri was once here.
That's sick. Were you team Kristen or team Lauren?
You know, it's changed as I've gotten older. I feel like at the time that I watched it, I was Team Lauren. And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, life is complicated. Also, I listened to a podcast of them talking to each other about it.
Recently?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was very cool and like interesting.
Huh.
How they were just like, we didn't even know each other well. Like it was all kind of the editing. And
wow.
They were talking about what they regretted. And it was like calling each other whores. It was like, we would never say that now. And
I want to listen to that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It was interesting.
I loved that show.
It was like the first of its time, I feel like.
And I never watched any of the other types of shows like that. It was just that one.
Did you watch The Hills when they like moved to LA?
I don't think I did. I think I watched maybe a little bit of it. I remember like Lauren had a shop or something, or her clothing.
She was like working at Vogue.
Yeah.
I watched like a few seasons, but yeah, I didn't keep up with it.
I think I was like in college or something. I was like, I don't have time for The Hills right now.
Somehow I still managed.
I stayed up with The Bachelor until like 4 seasons ago.
Oh, I've re-gotten into it.
Really? Do you take a hiatus? and then
I watched the first one, and if some of the girls or men grab me, then I always have it on when I'm doing other things.
It's the perfect background.
Half the time, I don't even know what's happening. It like just washes over me.
I need to get back to it.
I'll watch any kind of reality show, any kind of comedy. I'm watching MILF Manor.
What is that?
Insane.
MILF Manor.
MILF Manor is this is everybody needs to watch this.
Oh my god, buckle in.
It's on TLC. MILFs go on with their sons.
What?
And they both go on to find love. And like the first challenge is the MILFs are blindfolded and they have to feel everyone's abs. To try to find which one is their son's abs.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's insane.
Wait, what?
It's demented.
Their sons? I thought it was gonna be guys that they were gonna date.
Well, yeah, but they don't. They want to make sure they're not feeling their son's abs. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my god, I have TLC too because I have like the Discover package. I always watch Say Yes to the Dress and all that.
Okay, well,
stuff.
you got to get on MILF Manor and text me about it.
Do they ever get like into their son's abs? Like, oh yeah.
Listen, I haven't watched enough to really give you the skinny, but that's what my friend was like. You gotta watch MILF Manor. They feel their son. They're blindfolded and feel their son's abs.
Man.
And I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I was loving
That's
it. That's
crazy.
I'm going to continue.
All right, I'll find it. Yeah, The Bachelor. I'm out for now.
It's so boring.
It used to be good. I sound old by saying that, but yeah, I'd rather watch
too
MILF
many
Manor.
iterations. Too many. No offense, like Christian values.
Yeah, it's all
like
fake
that.
too.
Yeah,
it's just whatever.
Although a friend of mine, a comedian. You probably know him too. He was a producer on The Bachelor for kind of a long time. And he said he had to stop because he was like, it like makes you feel bad. Like it takes something from you that you can't get back.
Right?
And he said that the most surprising thing about The Bachelor is that it's both faker and more real than you would think. Like there are real feelings. They really do think they've like fallen in love. Mm-hmm. But then like the dates and the environment and everything is like really fake.
Yeah. I could imagine they never touch their food.
I'd be like, rah, rah, rah.
I know.
I'd be like, I'm starving.
When you were younger, did you ever think about like being on it?
No, I was too. No, I was too much of a like reader. My mom's like a real career woman. My mom would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's funny. I thought about it, and then out of nowhere, I blinked my eyes, and I was older than everyone.
That's been bizarre. To be
right?
like, oh, if I went on The Bachelor now, I'd be like the oldest woman there.
I know. It's crazy.
They'd be like,
we'd be called
and not in your 20s.
They're like the people in the early 30s. They make fun of them as being too
Claire
old.
was on it.
Yeah, but look what happened to Claire.
She was a laughing stock.
She was.
But that wasn't because of her age. That was because she was
crazy. She actually just got married. I saw.
Oh, thank
Do you follow
God.
Dave? Right? Do you follow Dave Neal?
Yes,
He does all his Bachelor stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw on his page. I was like,
good
she
for
got
her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we really got into our reality TV segment.
So back to stand up. Okay, so did you think of a moment, like a miserable moment you did make into a joke and one you didn't, or embarrassing, like any kind of moment?
Okay, yeah.
You can start with whatever one you want.
Okay, but it's not a moment I bombed, right? It's just a moment in life.
A moment in life, like an awkward doctor's visit that you're like, I don't want to talk about this on stage.
I have two. Okay, well, one was when you said doctor, is it? One is recent, actually. It was my boyfriend and my 3-year anniversary recently.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah.
And in LA, that's dog years. That's 30 years.
Being a pain in the ass about moving in together. So I was like, I don't want to move in. So I'm like, I'm going to do something else nice. So I was like in a group text with my friends. And I was also Googling like nice things to do like in bed.
Ooh.
But I'm also like, I'm not not fun in bed, but I'm not, I feel like I'm fun because I'm like enthusiastic. But I have like a normal relationship to come. Mm-hmm. I don't like love it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine. I'm like neutral towards it.
I hold my own.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't love it. I'm not like, I don't love it. I don't hate it. My dad calls me every day. I don't have a weird. But I saw something online about, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something adventurous, which that was my first bad. It's like, I don't think any man wants something like funny and adventurous. Mm-hmm. So I found online a ball koozie.
A ball koozie. No.
It's like something to do in bed. Okay. So you take a bowl.
Not for a drink.
No. This is all our listeners. I've been telling this on stage lately. Okay, so you take a bowl and you fill it with hot water.
Okay.
And then it should be the temperature of a jacuzzi.
I used it of balls. I was like, what is that temperature?
No, a jacuzzi temperature.
Okay.
And then you take a straw and you blow bubbles in it. So it's like a miniature jacuzzi. And then you put their balls in the jacuzzi. So it's like a jacuzzi for their balls.
Wow.
Yeah, and the thing I read online was like, they love it. Like, it's so fun.
This is amazing.
So I'm like, I'm going to do this ball koozie. So first of all, I didn't use the right, like, container. Like, I used a bowl, but it's just like, I should have used, I think, a glass for the balls to just like plop in.
I was wondering, like, if you bought like, if there is a specific.
Well, that was the other thing is I was like, where are your bowls? And it's like, you didn't really have like any clean, good bowl. So I'm like washing a bowl as he's like, what's going on? And then I couldn't find a way to do it, so I made him stand up. Like, that wasn't good. And this was the worst part is I didn't wait for the temperature of the water to cool enough.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, when I put his balls in and started blowing the bubbles, he was like, ah! He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, it's a ball koozie. And I kept being like, I'm taking care of you.
Yeah.
He was like, and then the other thing, so that was the foreplay. So then we stopped.
God.
So then we had the normal sex.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, this is a thing a friend suggested who is a massage therapist. She said, do a hot towel treatment. Like, after it's all done and he's like, come, whatever, you take a hot towel and you, like, rub them down. He'll feel, like, so taken care of. So I was like, okay. So this is after the very normal sex we had.
The koozie went great.
The koozie, didn't go great, but I was like, we had normal sex. I go, you stay here. So I get a towel. First of all, I didn't wring it out. So I bring over the sopping wet, like, too big towel. And
Oh, my
small
God.
towel. It's like a beach towel. It's like sopping wet. I like plop it on his dick and I'm like rubbing him and I'm like, I'm taking care of you. He was like, enough. It's like so wet. It's like,
oh my goodness.
Anyway, he was like, never take care of me again. He was like, I'll take care of you. You just.
Holy shit.
So that was my ball koozie debacle.
The visual is so clear
and then
of a ball koozie.
Another friend recently was like, do you know they sell special ball koozie containers?
That makes sense because I told you, I was like, what cup did you use?
I didn't use the right cup. And I'm like, I didn't seem enjoyable enough to like invest in the right container,
You're like, don't worry, this is what we were missing. The correct cup.
I know if I pull it out again, he will be like, no, this again. But you made me think of it, the doctor. I went through a difficult breakup years ago now, a previous boyfriend. Great guy,
Yeah.
A difficult relationship with a good person, as they say. And the breakup was just difficult. And it was one of those ones where you're like crying all the time and like telling random people on the street about it. Like, I got sent to collections and I was like telling the woman on the phone that I had like gone through a breakup. And she was like, okay, can I have your credit card? Like, you're being sent to collections.
It's so funny.
That I went to the gynecologist and I was like so depressed. And he was like, I think I told the nurse before, and he was like a male gynecologist. The nurse was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm going through a breakup. And she was like, oh, it's okay. She's like, why am I telling everyone? And then the doctor comes in and he's like examining me, like my vagina. And he was like, how are you feeling? And I was like, pretty sad. And he was like, no, like down here. He was like, how is this feeling? And I was like, I guess that feels fine. Like, why would I assume that he could like feel in my vagina?
Gosh. How are you feeling?
Yeah, man, that breakup. I had written a list of people down that I had told about it, and it was like literally anyone. Like, I was just walking into like so many bartenders.
I'm like the way where it's like nobody or everybody.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna hold it in and then or let it out.
There are certain breakups, I think, that you go through where you just can't stop talking about it. It's like, and then I agree, somewhere you just, it's like done. Yeah. Something about that one, it just, it really made me mental.
That's so funny, the gynecologist. So you have a male gynecologist.
I guess I do. I haven't been back to that guy since. And I guess I'm due for... I'd only seen him once, and I guess I'm due for an appointment.
Oh.
Yeah, how often are you supposed to see the gynecologist?
I guess once a year.
Okay.
At least you've been with the same person for 3 years, so that...
I've been back for like 4 years. Fuck.
I think I talked about this on before, but my last doctor's appointment, I always want a girl, and I go back
for a gynecologist.
Yeah, I always
want like every doctor. I want
no, just a gynecologist, and body scan for skin kit, a girl,
right. Dermatologist,
dermatologist is the doctor. But I go and it's the same guy. I go to like a really gay doctor's office in West Hollywood. Okay. They like blast Madonna. They have Madonna posters, gay flags everywhere. It's the most fun doctor's office ever. Yeah, I love it. But I wasn't expecting the guy who was my doctor, my new doctor, to then be my new gynecologist when I went back. So it's like I was there. I was talking to him, and then he was like, "Do you want to do your pap smear? We could plan it out to do like next week and have everything timed out. So next year it's like the same time." And I was like, perfect. I'll be an adult. Like every December, I'm going to do my body scan, the dermatologist. I feel good. I could do adulting now. This is great. December, I can remember December. Yeah. So then I was like, I'll be back next week. I go. And I thought it was the lady that I always go to. I guess she's gone also. They really revamped the place. And it was him. And
this gay dude.
The same guy as my doctor.
Oh, wait. The same guy as
my new doctor is now my new gynecologist. Oh,
so before he was just like your general practitioner.
But it was the first time I met him. My other one, the guy got fired. Okay. Which that's a whole other story.
You fired, you said?
No, but he was a bad doctor. Okay. And this is a bad doctor.
Okay.
So I just wasn't expecting him also to be my guy, and I wasn't gonna be like, no.
You're just like, oh, I didn't know that it was gonna be you down here.
Yeah, you for everything.
Yeah.
And then when you have a guy doctor, like a girl stands in the room. Did you have that?
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember. I kind of think maybe even when you have a female gynecologist, they still have a nurse stand in the room. I think there's always supposed to be someone.
They should make sense.
Just to make sure, But
I've only had...
And I've definitely watched porns where it's like a female gynecologist examining a woman, and then one thing leads to another. And then the nurse is like, I should jump in.
It's really what it looks like, because you're just sitting there, legs up.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is the dumbest premise for a porn, and yet I'm like, and I will click on this.
It's really relatable. It's I've been there. And then it's like weird when you like turn your head and you're like making eye contact with the person in the room, and you're just like, I guess I'll like
and
this
somehow
way.
I could not watch a porn where a male doctor was doing that. I'd be like, he's taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
But a female doctor, I'm like, they're just having fun.
Right?
There's one thing led to another. Something wild's happening.
They must have had chemistry. Like she wants it.
Exactly.
She wants
like she's not taking advantage of her. A male doctor's taking advantage. Anyway, don't get us.
Yeah, sorry.
We're just kidding.
We're joking. This is the comedy podcast.
I know. I'm so paranoid. I do teach at a college, but I'm allowed to say this kind of stuff. They're over 18.
Yeah, they get it. They watch porn.
I was also watching. Not to talk. I'm not watching porn that often, but I was watching porn where I got so distracted by the books the woman had on her bookshelf. I like paused and zoomed in. It was just such an interesting array of. I was like, "Who's reading these?" It's like this like lesser known author that I really like. Anyway, I finally was just like, I can't watch this anymore. I'm too distracted.
That's so funny.
I'm too much of a nerd. I'm like, I'm gonna actually read instead.
I wonder if you're the only person that's ever
zoomed in
that scene.
I'm like Civil War Land in bad decline. Yeah, this really specific collection of short stories.
Oh gosh, that's great. Yeah, I don't know. I like a female guy now. I'm gonna just.
I think you're in the majority. I think very few. Feel like the men. They're not gonna go into that field anymore.
I think they will.
There was a big scandal at USC. There was some male gynecologist up to no good. They're always having scandals.
Man,
they should have a scandal about how little they pay me, but. That seems to not be a scandal.
That's fucked up.
I know. I'm always like, I'm a UCLA fan because they don't pay me enough.
Damn, we should start a riot.
Yeah, I'm gonna riot. They'll be like, fine, don't come back. We'll hire someone else.
Damn, isn't that the worst too? It's like
to be like striking, and then they'll be like, we don't need you.
Yeah, like, okay. Well, I'll just stay working here then.
Yeah, well, never mind. It's like that famous story about Larry David when he worked at SNL. and that he like stormed out. He like quit. And then
yeah.
He changed his mind, and then the next day he just showed up for work.
Mm-hmm. And then they made that the episode with George quitting.
Yeah, which I also love. Yeah.
I am a big Seinfeld buff.
Me too. My boyfriend had never watched it, and
Really?
I know, and I got him into it. No,
does he love it now?
Yeah, he's thankful for me. I was saying I don't like the word basic, but he's like a sports bro. He was a true basic until he met me.
Now he really made
He like watched prank shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's just his favorite show is Suits. Just such a bro.
That's great though. I think a guy's guy is so comforting. It's just like
and he's also very like sweet. He has like sisters and everything.
That's what when I picture a guy's guy, I picture like they're usually very sweet.
Yeah.
Not
like a sweet bro.
Yeah, not like a douchey frat jerk.
Yeah.
That's how I ditch them, you douchey frat jerk. Got him. Don't leave me a comment.
Do you have any embarrassing moments that you've turned to jokes lately?
Yeah, I just talked about that one, but I don't want to say it again. But my one is my eyebrow fell out. It's growing back. It was like a sign. It was a alopecia caused by stress.
Oh my god!
And
look, your eyebrows look good right now.
I'm learning how to draw them on, and it's getting better.
Okay.
But the doctor was like, it's caused by stress. This is like the whole punch, but it's fine. But she's like, but don't worry. 3 to 4 months later, it'll grow back. You just have to stress less.
You're like, well, great.
It's
were you stressed about something really specific that's gonna go away, or you're just stressed about life in general? I can't remember a time I haven't been stressed.
Right? It's like I was like, yeah, I feel stressed, but not like eyebrow falling off. And
like you're not going through something specifically stressful. You're just stressed as you alwa's are stressed.
Yeah, it was just normal.
It's like every day I'm like, you should meditate. That's what I tell myself every day.
I've started.
I'm going to start.
Yeah.
That was one of my resolutions, and to exercise more than I did last year, which just means to do anything.
I've got a good fitness app. Fitbit has a fitness app called Fit On. It's free. Okay. Oh my god, it's so good.
Wait, if I don't have a Fitbit, can I do that on my? Okay.
I don't have a Fitbit either.
Okay,
you just use them for their app.
Okay, perfect. I know I need that.
And then for meditation, I did the Jerry Seinfeld, the TM.
Oh, I do TM.
Really?
Yes. Well, I went to a class.
Me too.
Yes. Okay. Are you doing it twice a day?
No, I got down to once a day. I've been at for
twice a day is really hard to commit to. You're supposed to do it twice a day.
I know, and they say it really makes a difference to twice a day.
But I'm like, twice a day, like where I am at 4 p.m. is always different.
No, I like to do like a lunch. You're not supposed to do it after you eat. I love doing it after I eat.
Is it because you get sleepy?
Yeah, they're like, never do it after you eat. And I just meditate after. I'll eat lunch, and then I'll do my 20 minutes, and I try to do the Zoom call. Do you ever do the Zoom?
No, what is that?
They have, why am I bringing on his name? Roth.
Okay, will you message me about this? I need this. Okay.
So transcendental meditation is what like Jerry Seinfeld and a lot of celebrities.
Howard Stern, probably.
Yeah, a lot of successful people do it. So I was like, if Jerry does it, I mean, I wake up to comedians in cars. I go to sleep to Seinfeld. So I'm like, I might as well.
You might as well
just do TM.
Yeah. So the Zoom call is someone just like starting
every day. He does. There's a few different times. I never make the real times because they're Eastern time. But there's like the link to do the morning and the afternoon. He says a nice thing in the beginning, like a fun fact kind of thing.
Okay, I love
and
that.
then does the timer for
you. Do you do it when you wake up?
No,
I feel like that's when I do it. Is I have to have coffee first, or else I can't function. And then I do it, and then I rarely do it a second time.
My problem is with the morning is I feel like I wake up. I'm a morning person, so I wake up and
You're
I'm
so
like,
lucky. I'm not. I'm a night person.
But that's better for stand up.
I get. Yeah. I drink too much, so I'm like I can't do it in the evening because I'm like at happy hours,
right?
Or drinking in a shower. I'm trying to drink less.
In the shower?
No, I said at a show.
Oh, at a show.
You know when they pay you in like.
Drinks.
$20 and a drink ticket.
I know.
Or not even $20, like just a drink and a slice of pizza. I'm like,
like I need to get paid. I'm not gonna so $15. $15.
Exactly. I'm like, I gotta use these drink tickets.
I know. I've been getting so much better with saying no to the drink tickets because like I go through weeks where I'm like, I've drank every night this week.
And it's like part of stand up and you have to like,
Oh, it's such a struggle.
Curb it.
But yeah, so the morning meditation I should do so I knock one out since I've got the 3 p.m. one down. or like the afternoon one down. So then I would have my 2. But I'm at like, I make it like, I have a checklist on my planner. I'll make it like 5 days a week, once a day.
You can commit to it. Once a day is better than no days.
I know. But I want to feel like, this is what I think about it. I don't feel like I'm getting the result when I'm doing it. But when I'm not doing it,
you can sense that it was helping. Yeah. I feel that way too.
Because you expect something like big change. You're like, I'm descending.
Yeah. Transcending, you mean? You're descending to hell? Like, what's happening?
It's actually a devil cult.
I'm a demon. I'm a devil. What's happening?
Descending, transcending. It's DM.
Devil mode.
Yeah. Oh, man. So we should challenge each other to
I know. The other
do
thing, have you ever listened to the podcast 10% Happier?
No.
It's about this guy. He was like a newscaster and he had an anxiety attack on camera. Like when he was supposed to, and so then he quit that job and he dedicated his life to like meditation. And like the whole premise of the podcast is that it makes you 10% happier.
Okay.
So, and I think then he has all these experts on about like Buddhism and meditation and all this stuff.
Well, yeah, they say it like gets rid of anxiety. Meditating is like one of the biggest things it helps with.
Yeah, it helps you like stay in the present, you know, like mindfulness. It's like, yeah, the other day I was walking and I actually, like, I feel like I'm always listening to something. I hate being like alone with my thoughts.
Don't we all?
But for 5 minutes, I was like, look at the way your feet. This sounds crazy. I was like, feel the way your feet hit the ground. Like, feel the way the sun rays are hitting. Like, I was trying to be in the moment. And then I was like, damn, okay, like mindful.
Yeah.
And trying not to worry about what's about to happen or what you're supposed to do, but actually stay in the exact moment you're in.
It helps on stage, too.
For sure.
Because those are the best shows where you're like, I say it feels like a glass slipper. Like when you're just like in it. I was like, oh, that felt like, oh, yeah.
In the pocket, as they say. Yeah.
I'm the only one that calls it a glass slipper.
Yeah, no, I like never heard that before, but that makes sense. Yeah, it's when like time you don't feel it passing, you know.
But you're there for it.
Right.
It is the worst.
Or time flies, I should say. It's when like if you feel like you've been up there forever and you're like sweating profusely. That you're like, all right, this is not going well.
And you feel your face getting red.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like I get like in those moments, I feel like I look like when you're in middle school and someone asks you a question you don't know and you pretend like you do that face that's uncomfortable.
You're like, you're like blushing,
like,
hysterically.
They know I'm not feeling this set right now. They can feel it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You watch someone on stage being like, "Well, what else should I talk about?" And you're like, this is not going well for them.
Nothing's better than watching your friend bomb.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like cackle when my friend is bombing. Yeah.
It's my favorite in a loving way.
Yeah, totally.
It's
or something doesn't go. Yeah, and I have stand-ups like killed my laugh. I sound like Nelson from The Simpsons. I'm like, really? Like I can only cackle. I don't have like a normal. I sound like I'm making fun of everyone.
That's great. I have a very loud laugh too, so they'll hear me.
I think it's doing comedy. It's like you can't laugh in a normal way anymore.
Yeah, who knows? Shit, I'm trying to think. You asked me another one. Do you have another joke that one that you made into a moment you made into a joke that you like a lot?
Okay, lately I'm doing a joke about like I'm indecisive about relationships and I'm like having trouble moving in. I've never moved in with anyone. And I found a pros and cons list that I had written about a past relationship. So it's just a good sense to like, I will have a thought and then I will act on it like 10 years later. The pros were like funny, cute about this person. And the cons were like, I have a sinking feeling in my chest when I'm around him. I long for something else. And I dated that person like 2 more years.
No way.
Just like, why did that not? And my therapist was like, yeah, no, you were miserable. And I was like,
wow.
Why did it take me so long to connect like a feeling I was having to like an action?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't trust your instincts. I look back at that pros and cons list and I was just like, damn.
That could be it. I would definitely say that on stage. That's great. I mean, we all do that too. We just stay in something for so long.
Yeah, especially girls. Although maybe boys do that too. I don't.
Probably. Who knows? I think we all do.
We all do. Or like, especially when the person's a good person and you know you're like not happy, but you're like, this is a good person. Like, this is the, or they're good on paper. For
Yeah,
you.
that's the worst.
That's always like a tough one.
Luckily, I've never had someone good on paper.
Okay, now that's funny.
You can take it for your joke.
Yeah, it's just someone good on paper, unless you've never had anyone good on paper. Yeah. No, that's so funny. I date nice guys. I was talking about this too, about how like I always have like prided myself on how I don't like bad boys. Like I'm only attracted to nice guys, like nice Jewish boys. But like lately I'm like, no, they like bad boys aren't attracted to me. Like if,
oh yeah,
they're never looking for me. If he looks good in a leather jacket, he's not like he like the guys who fall in love with me are guys who like love their moms. Like can't wait to introduce me to their sisters. Like think my job is cool. Just like if he's like hop on the back of my motorcycle, like he's not looking. He's not looking for me. I'm too much of a like goody two shoes.
I think it's funny too how like you like when you're younger and maybe older too, you just date who likes you.
Yeah, no one's ever offered me cocaine. I've never done anal. No one's even asked me to do anal. Like, no one's even... The guys I date, they're like, if she wants anal, she'll ask.
Because every girl's begging for anal.
Yeah, they're like, she doesn't want it because she's never asked. I'm like, yeah,
Oh, man. That's so funny. Shit. I'm just starting to write this joke. I'm really excited about it because like I like really like something you're like, oh, I really feel this way.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I say you never bomb when you're talking about something you actually feel.
Yeah,
like maybe it doesn't get the reaction you want, but you're still just like, I said something that feels important to me that I like. That feels honest,
right? So it's a really small thing. After saying that, it sounds funny. It's a joke about I want to stop telling people to take their time. I fucking tell it to everybody,
but you're like, don't take your time.
I don't mean it. Like, and I always say like
when do you say it? When's an example of when you say it?
Always when I'm driving somebody and I like will like get to their place and then I'll be like,
take your time
here, but take your time.
But you're like, don't get out here.
And I'm already mad because they're not out front.
Yeah, you're like, I'm outside.
And like I told you on the way. I told you like I'll be there soon.
Well, isn't like the larger thing is just like you want to stop being so polite.
Yeah.
Like you want to say how you actually feel.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to stop saying take your time. You want to stop saying no worries. Mm-hmm. It's like worries.
So many worries.
So many worries. Forget no worries. Forget no problem. Lots of problems.
Yeah. I was thinking for like, because I just started saying this, but I was thinking like that is the good broader picture. But in my head, the broad picture was also that I hate people who aren't considerate.
Oh,
because that's what always fuels me. Yeah. That's all the weekly wieners. I'm like, it's always the inconsiderate people,
and that you're like, I would never do that.
Yeah, so it gets me angry because you're like, because I couldn't do it. Why should they do it? But you're like, they're not me.
Yeah,
but still,
don't you think that's like the greatest tragedy of life, or the biggest misunderstanding is that we think people should have our brains?
Yes,
like it's so crazy to be constantly reminded that you do not understand what goes through another person's head. To just be like, what is going through your head? And like, what are you thinking?
Everyone is so insanely different too.
And it's wild. And it's, we're constantly being, I always say the world's filled with people having like the wrong impression of you.
Yes. Too. I say so many things that then like I say, clear it up, but did not know I'm clearing it up, but like I reiterate it, and the person's like, oh, I didn't know.
That's why it's scary to be like a podcast I did for like years ago. I'm like, I don't believe any of that stuff probably.
Right? So not only do you say things that are being portrayed differently than anything you're even saying, but then like how different you change as a person every single year.
Right. Or I just think like when you meet someone very briefly and you both kind of have the wrong impression of each other, and then you meet again later and you're just like, oh, we had the wrong impression.
Yeah.
Of both of each other. I had the wrong impression of you, you had the wrong impression of me, whatever. It's like if you ever met someone and didn't like them and later like
why didn't
fall in love with them, or later like become good friends,
marry them.
Yeah, and you're just like, why did I not like this person in the beginning, or why did I like this person in the beginning?
It stinks too when someone will say something about somebody else that you don't know, and then they have a stink already.
Yeah, and then you'll meet them and be like, actually, I like this person. But then that other person told me they were a loon. Yeah.
So who do I believe? I should believe my friend, but maybe I don't know.
Well, and I also think people are like, now we're getting like philosophical. I do think people are like, prismatic. Like people have a lot of different edges.
Yeah.
what someone is to one person, there's something else to another person.
The worst is when you like don't like somebody, and I feel like I like most people, but
I like people as long as they haven't been. Once someone has been rude to me, I'm like, but probably if like the Unabomber was nice to me, I'd be like, well, he's pretty nice to me. I'm just kidding, but it's like Hitler hated Jews and I'm a Jew, but he's nice to me.
I was just about to say that's what I was leading to. Is that every time you'll say something to somebody, they're like, well, they were nice to me.
Yeah,
but I say it too.
I know.
I always say it.
I know. It's so stupid. And someone can have a terrible reputation, but I'm like, they were nice to me. Or everybody loves someone, but one time I thought that person wasn't nice to me. I'm like, well, I don't like them. They weren't nice to me. And then you see them again and they're nice to you and you're like, I like them. Stupid.
That's what I do too, because I don't hold on to stuff really.
No, I mean, I think that's a good quality.
But
that you're like holding like loosely onto like judgments.
Yeah, that we can let it go if they redeem themselves.
Yeah, because we're descending. We're transcending. We're descending. We're going to heaven. We're going to hell.
Oh man, let's see where we're at. Oh, we nailed it. Woo!
Oh, good, because I have to pee.
Okay, good. It's the bubbly water. I set you up for failure.
No, I like it.
Definitely
like
makes you
water.
pee more. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to plug?
This was so fun.
Oh, yay, thanks.
I'm on all the social media at Amy Silverberg. I have a website, www.amysilverberg.com. And, I'm on shows. I have sets online. I have an album you can buy soon.
Coming out soon?
Coming out soon, yes.
What?
And
Congrats.
I sold my novel, but I haven't finished it yet. So
oh my God.
that'll be a long time away.
Wow, but it'll be on her website.
Yes, eventually.
What's the name of the album? Can you say it?
I don't know I haven't thought of a name yet.
What?
No, but I think I might use my email address, bigjugsrule@gmail.com, because it's just such a good,
AOL.com.
No, I'm having trouble thinking of a title.
Oh, that's a hard decision.
It's hard, I know.
Yeah.
I thought one would just...
There's still time?
Yeah.
Oh, well, congrats, and you better buy her album.
Please leave us nice comments, okay?
Yeah.
Or else I'm going to respond to each one something mean back.
Usually the podcast, I've never had a bad comment.
Thank God.
It's just the stand-up videos.
Yeah, okay, well, if you watch our stand-up, say nice things.
Yes, women are funny. So,
or how about just, this was funny?
This was
all
funny.
you have to say.
Or
even just, ha, ha, ha.
It's just because the mean comment always has to say women. And like, that's so
Or
old.
if you are thinking of a mean comment, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, just give it to yourself. But if you do say it,
honestly, DM me so that it's not public. DM me the mean comment.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're mean, fuck off. But you're not mean because you listened to the whole podcast. I'm so sorry for saying that. Bye.